Okay, we are ready to go here with our last set of races in the 2016-2017 season. This is day 4 of the Olympic Oval finale in Canada Cup 4. First up, this is the ladies mass start. 15 skaters on the line here. Actually, 14 skaters in line. We have a scratch. Jacqueline Bernico is not racing. So 14 ladies on the line. They have a 16 lap race ahead of them. This is unlike any other race in long track racing. The first skater across the line at the end of these 16 laps will win. The time is immaterial. Throughout the race, there are 3 preems, also known as sprint laps. At the end of those sprint laps, skaters can earn points if they cross the line in first. So they can contribute to that final ranking as all 16 skaters are off the line. The first lap of the mass start is a group lap. It is a pace lap. No skater is allowed to take off from the pack. You see all 15 skaters skating nice and slowly around their first lap. Now, as they cross the line, a gun will go off, indicating the start of competitive racing. 15 laps to go in this ladies' mass start. The skaters tentatively feeling out this race. No one making a move yet. The mass start is a strategic race. Skaters have to decide when do they attack. If they skate off too soon near the front of the pack, they risk using up all their energy breaking wind on their own. If you ever watch cycling races, tactics are very similar. As these ladies slowly working into this race. In the lead is Pauline Sutherland, Jasmine Chase in third, Carolina Hiller just behind her. These skaters, Sutherland up front. In this race, 14 girls: Erin Bartlett, Jasmine Chase, Andrea Dodick, Carolina Hiller, Lindsay Kent, Brianna Kramer, Sishan Lee, Abigail McCluskey, Jenna Mirth, Darian O'Neill, Pauline Sutherland, who's our leader on the ice right now, Nana Takahashi, Roxanne Van Hemert, and Taylor White. The bell rings for a sprint lap. So the skater who crosses the line first at the end of the sprint lap will win 5 points. 3 points to second place, 1 point to third. At the finish line, the skater in first at the end of the race will win 60 points, second 40, third 20. Looks like this is Van Hemert who takes the preem points. She comes in first. McCluskey second at the sprint line. Lindsay Kent third. And all the skaters stand up. So a very cautious, conservative race here from these girls. They're all saving their energy for a sprint. So remains to be seen if any of the long distance girls make a move early in this race. This is Carolina Hiller taking control of this race. Enough is enough, she decides, and she moves to the front, speeds up the pack. McCluskey's right behind her. Chase in third. So Jasmine Chase has been hanging out near the front of this race. Roxanne Van Hemert up near the front of the pack as well. Keep an eye on the likes of Carolina Hiller. If the group is together like this at the end, she can sprint. McCluskey as well. They now have 10 laps to go. McCluskey now up front. This is Hiller right behind her. There is prize money available in this event. $100 to the winner, $70 to second place, $50 to third, and $20 to fourth place. So all these girls have something to skate for. No, it's not just pride. Another sprint lap here. Carolina Hiller up front again. And Hiller will come out of that corner. She's going to make a move for these sprint points. It looks like that's Lindsay Kent who is going to grab the points. Lindsay Kent, Jasmine Chase, Carolina Hiller, 1, 2, 3 on the second cream. So Lindsay Kent leads the race. She has the most amount of points, and she is making a move for it. She's up front, picking up the pace. There is a response from the pack, though. They're not ready to let her go. And the group is back together with 7 laps remaining. It's Kent, Kramer, and Hiller as they start to drop some girls at the back. So Lindsay Kent, who took the last preem, skating up front. If she can win another preem, or at least get a few points, she puts herself in a good position to come top 3 or top 4, right in the prize money. Lindsay Kent still in the lead. Brianna Kramer behind her. Carolina Hiller in third. McCluskey, Van Hemert, Takahashi, and Bartlett. Round up your top 7 with 6 to go. So we're over halfway done this mass start race. No big bold moves yet, but it's coming. Skaters look nervous, looking around. There's another bell. Another sprint lap. Lindsay Kent leading the way. She's led for 3 laps in a row now. That top 7 have hardly changed in the last 2 laps. Interesting to see if anyone makes a move. Skating up the outside. We got a skater looping around into the front. That is Darian O'Neill who grabs the 5 points. Lindsay Kent with 3. Lindsay Kent setting herself up well in that point standing right now. She has 9. Darian O'Neill 5. Roxanne Van Hemert 5. Abigail McCluskey 3. Peanuts for everyone else. As McCluskey makes a move up front, she's picking up the pace, hoping to drop a few skaters. As they come around, 3 laps remaining. It's McCluskey, Hiller, and Van Hemert. Van Hemert and Takahashi well placed for a sprint right now. Aaron Bartlett as well. Abigail McCluskey with 3 laps to go, sitting up front. It's not the place to be as she swings wide to let someone else take a turn. Very tactical game now as Carolina Hiller's up in the lead with 2 laps to go. It's Hiller, McCluskey, Van Hemert. Takahashi sitting in 3rd and 4th place. I have a feeling she has something up her sleeve. We've got a Chinese skater making a move on the outside. as Hiller continues to lead into our last lap. 500 meters to go. This is an American skater making a move up front. Erin Bartlett with the early attack. Lee Si-Shan right behind her. Takahashi's making a move on the outer. Erin Bartlett still leading as they head into the final corner. Takahashi into second. It's going to be played out between Bartlett, Takahashi, and Si-Shan Lee. As Bartlett's going to sprint to the line. Takahashi trying to make her move. Erin Bartlett takes the $100 with first place. Nana Takahashi second. Saved it for just a little bit too late. Si-Shan Lee in third. Roxanne Van Hemert finished fourth at the line, but Lindsay Kent, due to her preem points, she won a couple preems in the middle of the race. She had enough points to finish fourth. Fifth was Roxanne Van Hemert. So at the line, Erin Bartlett takes the victory. Nana Takahashi in second. Si-Shan Lee in third. Lindsay Kent in fourth. Roxanne Van Hemert in fifth. Prize money to the top four. As we now await the start of our next mass start race. Coming up next is the ladies junior mass start. 22 skater field in the junior ladies mass start. As we see them all get onto the ice, go talk to the referee. Congratulations to Erin Bartlett. She takes home. She'll cash at the front desk $100. Coming up, the mass start junior ladies, 22 skaters, Chloe Beauchesne, Anna Bourgeois, Kennedy Charles, Yang Yu Chen, Veronique Dedy, Danielle Dumouchel, Wai Ping Gan, Rosanne Grenier, Ashley Hanna, Emma Javra, Jennison Jordan, Rose La Liberté Roy, Hannah McDougall, Claire Mallard, Laurence Paquet, Cassidy Peterson, Alexa Scott, Olivia Scott, Anne-Marie Vanderval, Lily Weidman, Dongzhu Zi, and Jill Ewan. Quite the field. Very fast skaters coming up here. Ladies junior master. The referee is telling them the rules. In the mass start, the skaters all race off the line at the same time. The first lap is a neutral lap. No skater is allowed to take the lead. The gun will then go off. 15 laps remaining. Any skater can attack at any time. The skaters skate on the far inner lane, in the warm-up lane, right against the rope. Only race where the skaters are allowed to do that, so they can take up the entire ice surface. If a skater is lapped, they are disqualified, and they have to stand up. Skaters will be trying to stay in contact with the field. It'll be interesting to see if any athletes make an attack early in this race. The senior women's race came down to a sprint at the end. Erin Bartlett, taking off with 1 lap to go, beat Nana Takahashi and Si-Shan Lee at the line. But the mass start is a very strategic race, so you do see lots of different strategies. Some skaters who do not have those sprinting legs will make an early attempt at breaking from the pack. It's not a bad strategy in this mass start race, particularly when every single skater wants to win the prize money. If there were teams involved, it might be a different story. as the skaters line up on the line. Here come the junior ladies. They're off on their neutral lap. So all skaters slowly sauntering around the ice. On this lap, no skater is allowed to take off from the pack. So right up at the very front, the skaters slowly making their way around the ice, as they will come through with 15 to go when the race will start in earnest. In fact, this is a 10-lap race, as opposed to a 16-lap race, so very short little race here for the junior ladies, 10 laps. The gun is off and the race has begun. Not much faster though, as no one wants to take the lead. Chloe Beauchesne was up front at the end of that last lap as they fan out across the ice. All the skaters bunched together in one big pack. Very slow so far, but we will wait for a preem lap. I'm sure the race will pick up. That's Anne-Marie Vandervelde and Olivia Scott up front of the pack. Oh, and there's a fall right in the middle of that big pack. That will break things up. And the girls will sprint away. They smell blood. This is a chance to break things up. Anne-Marie Vandervelde making her move as the pack splinters apart. This is Vandervelde leading away. 7 laps to go. Right behind her, Olivia Scott, Danielle Dumouchel, Alexa Scott in 3rd place. So we have 2 skaters up front. It's Vandervelde and Dumouchel. Just behind them, a small pack of 4 or 5. Alexa Scott, Cassidy Peterson, Kennedy Charles, Wai Ping Gan, Xiangzhu Chen. As this race starts to string out, as the bell rings for a sprint lap. This is a preem lap. The winner at the end of this lap will take 5 points. 2nd place 3, 4th place 1. There is prize money available at the end of this race. So these girls aren't just racing for pride. As things are really strung out on this backstretch. Vandervelde and Dumouchel have been caught now. Alexa Scott took the preem points. Cassidy Peterson in 2nd. Kennedy Charles took 1 point in 3rd. And so we've got a small pack of skaters right up front. Dumouchel, Vandervelde, Scott, Peterson, Gan, and Chen. A couple more skaters with them as well. As there's a skater making a move on the outside. That's Olivia Scott, Danielle Dumouchel, and Roxanne and Anne-Marie Vandervelde still leading. This is Scott right up front now. As we see the remnants of the pack strung out behind them. These skaters will be trying to just finish the race. 3 laps to go. Olivia Scott leads the way. Wai Ping Gan behind her. Veronique Dady in 3rd. A select group of skaters up front now. Dong Zuzi is with them. Xianmu Chen. Anne-Marie Vandervelde. Laurence Paquet. And as they come around, they will have 2 laps remaining. Group of 7 up front. Olivia Scott continues to lead. Wai Ping Gan behind her. Véronique Dédy in third, but there's 2 laps left. Anything can happen. Olivia Scott maybe went a little bit too early as the other girls try to make their moves around the outside. 3 Chinese skaters vying for the lead. Anne-Marie van der Waal making a move. What? Sorry, that's Véronique Dédy on the inside. With 1 lap to go, all 3 Chinese girls up front. This is Gan, Zi, and Chen. Dédy trying to keep up. But it's Wai Ping Gan who will come out of this corner well ahead. Not sure exactly who is right behind her. But Wai Ping Gan to the line. She takes it at the finish. Sorry, that was Dongzhu Zi winning the race. Wai Ping Gan right behind her. Jiangzhu Chen in third. Véronique Dédy in fourth. Olivia Scott in fifth. But after the points are calculated, still the 3 Chinese girls up front. Alexa Scott took 4th place. She wins $20 for taking 4th. Cassidy Peterson in 5th after the points are added up. And so that wraps up the junior ladies mass start. A Chinese sweep of the podium. Dongzhu Zi, Wai Ping Gan, and Jiangzhu Chen. Alexa Scott was 4th. Cassidy Peterson 5th. Up next, 2 men's races. If you thought the ladies were exciting, just wait for this senior men's race. 29 skaters on the line. They'll be followed by the junior men. 26 skaters on the line for the junior men. So 2 exciting mass start races to come. Senior men out on the ice now. As they skate around, they'll do a warm-up lap. Quite the crew racing in this one. Ted-Jan Blumen, Bruno Olivier Blabin, Tyler Kane, Chen Eng-su, Chris Viola, who is very good at these mass start races. He's won one of them this year, almost won another falling in the last 100 meters. Graham Fish, 10K extraordinaire. Antoine Gélina Beaulieu, no slouch. Oliver Grob. Brian Hansen, world-class speed skater. Nicholas Hiller, Darren Huang. Alec Jansen's the tall guy. Olivier Jean, who won the bronze at the World Single Distance Championships in this event. He's a guy to look out for. Christian Leipzig from Quebec. Laurent Marcotte. Thomas Mélin, Hayden Mayor, Ian Quinn, Justin Stelly, an inline skater. They're used to these mass start races. Jeffrey Swider-Pelt. Takuya Tuju, Rick Van Hemert, Inigo Vidondo is racing. Shiwei Wang, another mass start specialist, Rob Watson. He competed at World Cups last season. Livio Wenger from Switzerland. Bin Zhao from China. Tyson Langelaar, who won a medal in the 1500 meter at World Junior Championships. 1500 meter is usually a good indication of success in the mass start. And his junior rival, David Larue. So a handful of juniors allowed into the senior race. So skaters to watch out for over the 16-lap race. 10K world record holder Ted-Jan Blumen, Christopher Fiola, Olivier Jean, I would watch out for Brian Hansen as well. Rob Watson, keep an eye on him. David Larue and Tyson Langelaar, you never know what they could do as these skaters get going. As you have a look at Olivier Jean and Ted-Jan Blumen skating down the ice. Blumen's suit zipped down a little bit. You can see his cut-proof skin suit underneath. Skaters are required to wear a cut-proof suit underneath their racing suit for safety. So Christian Leapset is a scratch. Jake Weidman is taking his place. Also keep an eye on Hamish Black. He does not have a helmet cover. You see the unique helmet, that will be Hamish Black. He is helmet cover 283. The skaters saunter around waiting for the start of the race. Referee lining them up all in order. Tough to wrangle 30 skaters on the line in this men's mass start. World-class talent in this race. World Single Distance Championship medalist Olivier Jean racing here. The skaters come to the line. The rules for the mass start. It's a 16-lap race. 3 times in the race, at lap 12, 8, and 4, there will be a sprint lap. The winner at the end of that lap takes home 5 points. Second place 3 points. Third place 1 point. Those contribute to their final standings at the end of the race. The winner at the line takes home 60 points. Second place 40, third place 20. So this is a 16-lap race. The first lap is a neutral lap. No skater allowed to leave the pack during the first lap. So 29 skaters on the line. 16 laps to go. If a skater is lapped, they are disqualified. They must stand up and skate to the outside of the ice. Preem laps on lap 12, 8, and 4. Mass start race, always exciting. Even more exciting today as there is prize money available, $100 to first place, $70 to second, $30 to third, and $20 to the fourth place finisher. Fifth place gets goose eggs. As we wait for the start, referee is trying to line them up. In fact, third place gets $50. Second place, $70. First place, crisp $100. Fourth place gets the pity cash, $20. So pay attention to these preems. They can make a difference in the final result. 3 sprint laps throughout this race. These skaters wearing lots of equipment. Their skates, obviously. Protective Kevlar ankle socks. Shin pads. Full cut-proof suits underneath their racing suits. Cut-proof gloves, neck guards, glasses, and short track racing helmets. They race on the far inner lane, right on the rope. 16 laps to come as they line up here on the line. And a fast start for all these guys. This is a neutral lap. No skaters allowed to take off from the pack. If Ted-Jan Blumen's not careful, he could be disqualified for taking it out too quickly off the line. And he's now slowed down. There will be a restart in this race. A restart in this race. The crowd cheering. Ted-Jan Blumen starting too quick. The first lap is a neutral lap. So a bit of confusion here. But we will try again after that first go at it. Ted-Jan Blumen taking off too fast right off the line. He's not happy. Olivier Jean, his teammate, not happy either. Of course they're not happy. They were going to win. The neutral lap is in place for fairness. Skaters who start at the back of the starting line must be given a chance. The referee will give them an earful. So they will group back at the start line. The first lap must be taken easy. A few of these skaters fuming. But rightfully so, they stopped the race since the lead skaters skated too fast off the line. The first lap is a neutral lap. No skaters are allowed to take off from the pack. So some of those guys getting a scolding from the referee. Lucky they weren't disqualified, as we will try again. And a much slower start the second time. Fiola will jump right to the front. Is Blumen still way up front? He's going quicker. He has to be careful. Tedjan Blumen up front. He's looking for an early advantage. Blumen trying to bend the rules. And we've got a fall right away in our neutral lap. The gun will blow. Blumen way up front. Bending the rules early. And right away, that's Chris Fiola passing him. And so Fiola out to the really early lead. Chris Fiola, Blumen, Jean, as the pack stretches out early in this race. A couple skaters making an early bow out of this race, falling in the second corner as Fiola is all alone up front. He's looking for the early preem lap. Chris Fiola. With the early lead. The pack is coming on quick though. Couple Chinese skaters up front. That looks like Swider Peltz, if I'm not mistaken. Swider Peltz takes the first 5. Hansen 3 points. Jean 2. Jean 1. Blumen's right there. As the pack starts to stretch out, Swider Peltz and Hansen up front. Jean is right with them. This might be an early move. It has a chance to survive. Levio Wenger trying to bridge the gap. Graham Fish is sitting in 5th. Fiola is in 6th. Mayor in 7th. We have 4 skaters up front now as Levio Wenger closes that gap and joins the top group. Swider Peltz, Brian Hansen, Olivier Jean, Levio Wenger. Can they last? They have 9 to go. As they trade leads, Brian Hansen and Swider Peltz, they're on the same team, both Americans. Jean and Wenger on their own. Levio Wenger giving the shoulder to Jeffrey Swider Peltz as Jeffrey Swider Peltz stands up and pulls to the outside. He's pulling for Brian Hansen. We have 3 skaters all on their own at the front now. Hansen, Jean, and Wenger. These guys are dogging it a bit, though. To be careful, they might get caught by the pack. Brabant, Hiller, and Watson leading the way in the chase group as they come upon the skater. That looks like Darren Wang. They're going to lap him. Wang making a last-ditch effort to stay in this race. Hansen's way up front. Jean right behind him. Wenger behind him. Those 3 guys have shared all of the preem points so far. Hansen has 8 points. So we have 3 skaters up front. They have half a straightaway on the rest. Hansen, Jean, Wenger, behind them a group of 3. That's Brabant, Watson, and Fish. Swider Peltz trying to avoid being lapped. Maybe trying to give Brian Hansen a little bit of a draft. interesting move from Swider Peltz. He still hasn't been lapped. Bending the rules a little bit again in this men's mass start as Jeffrey Swider Peltz giving Brian Hansen a reprieve at the front of the race. Swider Peltz is one lap behind. Hands on his knees. Olivier Jean upset that Swider Peltz is pulling this move. So with the bell, this is a preem lap. There is a chase group here as Brian Hansen continues to lead. Jean's in second. He's been right on his butt. As Wenger's up there. Here comes the pack, though. Graham Fish way up front leading the way. Watson's with them. These three guys up front aren't careful. They're just letting Brian Hansen hang out to dry at the front of this race. When they come around, they will have 3 to go. 3.5 laps left for our leaders. 3 skaters up at the front of the race. Levio Wenger, Brian Hansen, and Olivier Jean. Graham Fish will join the front. Careful now as our leaders have 3 laps to go. Hansen still in the lead. They're calculating that they'll be okay, but here comes Fish. They've been caught. Graham Fish will pull up into the lead. Right there is David Larue. Inego Vidondo hanging out in that middle ground, right in between. As Brian Hansen leads the race with 15 points, they will now sprint. Hansen is getting dropped with 2 laps to go. 5 skaters at the front. This is Larue, Fish, Jean, and Wenger. Hansen's right there too. Brian Hansen has almost guaranteed himself at least 4th place. Top 3 at the line do win it though, as Fish will sprint with 1 lap to go. Fish making the early move. Wenger right behind her. Jean is in 3rd. Look out for Olivier Jean. He could win this one as Levio Wenger making a move as he goes around Graham Fish. Olivier Jean in the inner lane. Here comes Jean. He is going to duke it out with Levio Wenger down the finishing stretch. It'll be Wenger who will take the win and the prize money. Levio Wenger in 1st. Olivier Jean in 3rd. Fish in 3rd. Olivier Jean in 2nd. Fish in 3rd. Hansen in 4th. As the rest of the skaters come across the line. Chaotic men's mass start race. This is Wenger, Jean, Fish, and Hansen at the line. 100 crisp Canadian dollars for Levio Wenger. $70 for Olivier Jean. 50 for Graham Fish, and 20 for Brian Hansen, who led most of that race. What an exciting race. The first try off the line was called back because Canadian skaters, Ted Jan Blumen and Olivier Jean, taking off too hard, breaking the pack apart on the neutral lap. Referees recalled the race, and they tried again. And so now we await the final race of the weekend. This is the Junior Men Mass Start Race. 26 junior guys on the line. Noah Bauma, Max Brandt, Ethan Seperin, Hanno Dahmen, Sasha Ferris, Alex Garvey, Robert Gaudreau, Garrett Gledhill, Thomas Graham, Max Halleck, Tyler Hartlib, Joshua Hathaway, Hobbs Holzer, Jonah Urtsubies, Simon Coots, J.C. Latai, Matthew Laxton, Christian Leipzig, Eric Orlowski, Antoine Para, Eric Spence, Paul Tremblay, Hongli Wang, Robert Winter, Dongsheng Yang, and Daniel Yao. One race to come on day 4, the final day of the Olympic Oval finale. It's been a long weekend. It's been a long season. Let's hope these junior men don't pull any shenanigans during their neutral lap like we saw during the senior men's race. Perhaps they have more respect for the rules. These skaters take these mass start races very seriously, particularly when there's $100 on the line. That would cover their bar tab for the night. Of course, the big oval finale unofficial party every Sunday following the season. Tickets for this year's party are sold out. Exciting weekend of racing we've seen here. Several national records, many more national junior records. We saw a few attempts at world records as well. After this race, they shut the ice plant down and they pull the ice off, let it melt, collect all the water. The oval is turned into a large convention space, hosts several events like car shows, volleyball tournaments, robot battles. As the referee instructs our junior men as to the rules. Junior men will be racing a 10-lap race. The first lap is a neutral lap. The neutral lap means no skater is allowed to leave the pack, like we saw in the first attempt with the senior men. They had to call that race back. 10-lap race here for the junior men. One sprint lap in the middle of it. Prize money on the line, $100 to the winner, $70 to second place, $50 to third. Fourth place takes the consolation prize with $20. Exciting prospect for these junior skaters. Very few speed skating races, except at the elite international level, involve any prize money at all. A good opportunity for these kids. as they'll line up on the line. Keep an eye on the likes of Hanno Dum and Alex Garvey, J.C. Lataille, Eric Spence, Paul Tremblay will be pretty quick. Daniel Yao as well. Yang Dongshen. Chinese girls swept the podium in the junior ladies mass start. Let's see if the two Chinese men in this race can repeat that. Take first and second. I wouldn't bet against it. As they line up on the line, 10-lap race ahead of these junior men. First lap is a neutral lap, though. So these guys skating off the line in a well-organized fashion. Well-organized and respectful fashion. Ten laps to go. Just under 5,000 meters. So all these skaters standing up, saving their legs. As they'll come around. 9 laps to go. The gun will go to start this race. The neutral lap is over. The race has officially begun. This is Robert Winter up front. Hongli Wang right behind him. J.C. Lataille in third. As these skaters try to figure out and organize themselves. The mass start is a strategic race. Do they go for it early? Risk wasting their energy with skaters drafting behind them? Do they wait for a sprint? As Robert Winter deciding now is the time to go. Eric Spence right behind him. Hongli Wang behind him. As Robert Winters relinquished the lead. Now it's Eric Spence. That's Alex Garvey making a move on the outer lane. Alex Garvey with the beard. We got a fall in the back of the pack. Can't see who that was. One skater is out now. 25 skaters in the pack. As the Chinese skater Wang gets roped into the front of the pack. No one wants to lead. As Christian Leipzig will take the lead. He's going to go for those sprint points. Paul Tremblay right behind him. Noah Bauma in third. Leipzig making the early move for the sprint points. Hongli Wang is going to take off. And he's going to comfortably take these points. Wang, Tremblay, Leipzig are your top three at that sprint race. These skaters stand up to relax their backs. Leipzig looks like he's just standing up and moving right to the back of the pack. Doesn't seem like he wants to keep skating. As these guys come around again. 4 laps to go. Now up front, Matthew Laxton, Josh Hathaway, and Simon Coots. The pack is all still together. Anyone's race. Watch out for Hongli Wang. Ethan Seperin's pretty fast as well. Robert Winter, Paul Tremblay, they're all in the top 7 group, striking distance. As Matthew Laxton in the green suit continues to lead this race with 3 laps to go. He gives way to Josh Hathaway, Simon Coots in second now. Ethan Sepperin in third. As they spread out across back this pack, dangerous position for all of these skaters as they're skating side by side. This is when people clip blades and fall down. As these guys come through, 2 laps remaining. Winter, Hathaway, Wang. As they're trying to catch Christian Leipzig, who will be lapped. Coming up the inside, that's Eric Spence now taking over the lead with 1 lap remaining. 500 meters to go for all these skaters. Chinese skater up front making a move. This is Hongli Wang, who's going to lead the sprint out. 1 lap remaining. Ethan Sepperin's right there. Simon Coots in that yellow suit right on their tail. Hongli Wang into the last corner with the lead. Ethan Sepperin, and there's a fall in the last corner. That's the Chinese skater. Another fall down the finishing stretch. Who will take the finish? Hongli Wang wins it by a hair. Hanno Dahmen right behind him. Ethan Sepperin in third. Paul Tremblay was 4th at the line, but we haven't calculated the points yet. Stay tuned. It looks like with the points, Hongli Wang took 1st place. 100 crisp Canadian dollars for Hongli Wang. Hanno Dahmen 2. Ethan Sepperin was 3rd. Paul Tremblay was 4th. Robert Winter in 5th. And that is a wrap. That was the last race of the 2016-2017 season and this Olympic Oval finale. Thank you to all the volunteers who put in so much effort here this weekend at the Olympic Oval and all season at all speed skating events. Thank you to the athletes for their hard work. Exciting finish to this competition. As we wrap up the season, Hongli Wang winning that last race. Hope you tune back in for the 2017-2018 season, Olympic year next year. Some great racing coming up. Thank you for your tweets all weekend. From all of us at the Olympic Oval, and those of us who worked hard to put together this webcast, thanks for watching.